Hi guys, welcome back to First's channel. So today I want to try out something new, and this is something I've never done before in my channel, and I want to try it out with you guys. I'm making puff puff with red oil. That is, I'm frying puff puff in red oil. And you guys, I'm skeptical about this decision. I'm just like trying to know if it's going to work out, and I decided to put it in the video so that you guys should see what it looks like. So it's all about trying new recipes, right? So today we want to try something different. And also, there is no powdered sugar here, there is no granulated sugar, so I'm going to also be using a cube sugar to make this puff puff. So you guys come along with me, let's go through this journey together. So this is the ingredients I'm going to be using. This is my Hollandia milk, this is cube sugar, this is yeast, this is my yeast, and this is my nutmeg. So the list of all these ingredients will be in the caption, but because I do not have any measuring cup at the moment when I was filming this, I'm going to give you my normal measurement for puff puff, which will give you the same result. I just eyeball measured this particular recipe because of where I was as at the time I was filming it. So the first thing I did was to transfer my wet ingredient into a bigger bowl, because I know that when I proof it is going to increase in size. So I just added my yeast into my flour. I didn't use the whole yeast, you guys, and then I added my nutmeg. That's just basically me combining all the dry ingredients together. So, and I also didn't use the whole nutmeg because I don't want the flavor so much in my puff puff. So after that, I realized that there was no light and there's no way I could blend the cube sugar. So I opted to pound it with my mortar and pestle. This mortar and pestle was properly washed, and then I dried it, and I made sure there was no water before pounding it so it doesn't stick at the bottom of this mortar. So I pounded it with my mortar, and you guys, it gave the same exact result as the granulated sugar. So I transferred it to my cup because I don't have any measuring cups and spoons in this place where I was. So this is my sugar, and you guys, this was so nice. Like, the experience was so new to me, and I couldn't wait to share it with you guys. So I just added my sugar, and then I'm going to start introducing my wet ingredients, which is just milk. And this milk is optional as well. You can decide to use your powdered milk if that's what you have at home. You can either put it like that or make the mixture to be in liquid form, if you get what I mean. So after putting in my milk, I'm going to start gradually adding in my warm water. You don't need hot water for this process, because if it's hot, it's going to kill the yeast and it's not going to properly proof. So I prefer to mix my hot water in a cold water, sorry, as to bring it to warm consistency, or just get the water to be warm. Anyhow, just use a warm water. So using my hand, I made sure my hands were clean and properly cleaned. Okay. So I'm going to use my hand and try to break the lumps and bring them together so that they will all have the same taste. So that is basically what I'm doing. And as you can see, I'm adding in my water gradually so I don't make mistake. So it's better to add your water gradually so you don't over add it. So this is actually the consistency I'm looking for, consistency that you can manage. If you make it more watery than this, you are going to not like, you won't get a good puff puff at the end of the whole thing. You won't get a well shaped one. Okay, so at this point I'm going to just cover this up and then store it in a kitchen counter or keep it somewhere warm. If you have an oven, you can just pop it in there, and don't switch up the oven, don't switch it on. Okay, so this is the result after 45 minutes of proving, and I made sure I wet my hand. Then I started removing the air bubbles in the batter, because if you fry it like this, it's not going to come out nice. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and start drying my pot, and then I started adding in my red oil. You guys, this is the real deal. Like, this is why we are here, right? So this is it, and then I started adding in my red oil so that it comes up a little bit for puff puff. So
From the video, you can tell how fresh this oil is. So when you are making yours, do well to use a fresh oil as well.
Okay, guys, this is time of reckoning. My oil is getting hot, and I don't even know. My heart is skipping because if this thing doesn't turn out nice, it's not going to be funny because this thing here is expensive. So, but yeah, we are having a positive mind that is going to be okay. Okay. So, at the meantime, let me wait for the oil to get hot. Then I'll show you. I'll show you guys how to scoop it into the oil. So let's wait. Show them.
So at this point, the oil was already hot. If you look at it, you can see that it was already bubbling. So this is time to scoop in, and don't forget to also regulate your heat so it doesn't get burnt. My first batch kind of got a little bit burnt, but then I managed the situation very well. So after scooping in my puff puff in this batch, I had to reduce the heat. So this is what it looks like. And you guys, this thing was not looking different from what I normally get when I use my normal groundnut oil to fry it. So this is the first batch. You guys, tell me this is not beautiful. Tell me if this is not beautiful, if it's not giving. Guys, I dey bring things out for you people for this channel. If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe, belong to this family, like this video and share it to your friends who wants to try out recipes of puff puff but they don't have oil, please. Okay, so this is it, and you guys, it's coming out nice. This is like the second batch of the thing, and look at how beautiful this looks. Like, it looked so beautiful that I didn't even want to eat it. It was so fine, like it was so beautiful, and the red oil color didn't even enter inside. You're going to see how it's going to look at the end of the whole thing. So this is just me scooping it out from the pot, and I was already like, dying to test it to know if the red oil taste affected the puff puff, but it didn't. So as usual, this video is not going to end until I give you guys my honest review about this recipe. Okay, so this is it.
So you guys, we are done with this puff puff, and it doesn't even look anything like it's fried with red oil. Let's open the inside and see what we've had. Okay. Now look at the inside. Can you video it? Video the close view.
I'll video it.
Okay, so it's time to have a taste. It's actually very nice. It's nice. But let me tell you one thing. If you're making this puff puff with red oil, use a good oil. Because if you use oil that used to gum in your mouth, it's not going to taste nice. But this is actually very nice. Very nice. So from now on, if you don't have granite oil, my dear, use your red oil, okay?